Well,
this might be a nice cold open to the episode.
It could be a good cold open to the episode. I would say that there are things I know about Caitlyn Jenner that you are going to be very surprised at.
Question.
Yeah.
It doesn't involve anything other than how brave she is.
It does not involve anything other than how brave she is.
So everything you have to say is really just about how brave Caitlyn Jenner is.
Yes. Is there any water? Because my voice has a lot of gravel in it.
Yeah, do you want room temperature or cold?
I like room temperature water. Yeah, I love that we're starting. I like to get right into it.
Yeah.
And I like your place.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Looks, there's some Buddhism going on. I don't know why I say that.
Listen, man, I want you to know that I know that you've been begging to come on my pod for a while. You're here. You don't have to keep kissing my ass.
Okay, can you not say begging, though? Because I don't know if I said I begged.
Cut to a clip.
Can I do your podcast?
You know,
wow.
I sent you both messages back in 2019.
Yeah.
You came on. You told me, get back to me or I'm busy or whatever.
Okay.
And now you're like, ooh, I want to do your podcast. How come you couldn't do it then?
I was busy.
I mean, why is it that you want to go on it so much? And it seems so much.
It's popular, right?
It's just I want to up my profile a little bit.
Right. Well,
Sell tickets on the road.
yeah, I'll have you on. I got to figure it out.
You got to figure
Current
it out.
events.
You got to figure it out.
I'll be on it.
What do you mean you have to figure it out?
I figured out. Because I want to put you, like, I don't want to have you, I want to find a time where, like, I don't have advertisers.
We're back. I wasn't begging, man. All right. Here, I'm going to put my phone. I'll probably get a lot of business calls, so I'm going to put that over here.
No. Keep it on the tray or on the blanket. We keep everything on the brown, my friend.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, you are very specific.
Thank you.
Gold.
It wasn't a compliment. I was just making an observation. See, you're probably going to learn some things from me. I'm older, and I'm here to disseminate that. Your fans are probably looking for advice.
Yeah, also my fans are going to be really excited because this episode is going to be ad-free because I don't know if I could get sponsors because the numbers might be so low. So I'm kind of just doing this one for the fans too, but I'm doing this for you. Give me 1 second, I'm still setting up.
Lost a lot of wind in my sails just now. Lost a lot of wind in my sails. Who is that woman there in that
Hold on 1
shot?
sec, look to me. We're going to do a manual focus so you're happy with how you look for once.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're going to like that. Yeah, you're going to like that.
Fine.
Now I just need to focus me.
And you're taking a long time.
This is part of the fun of the theme song hasn't even kicked in yet.
No?
Not yet, no. I'll be probably about
So this is our intro. This is the appetizer.
We'll be right here,
to
right?
The main event. Yeah. You're too anal about things, aren't you?
That's my focus point.
But I am impressed that you do all your own producing, and I don't, because I'm lazy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that you're lazy or just incapable. Give me 1 second.
Well, I am a little bit afraid of technology, and you don't seem to be.
Well,
You do this all on your own.
we have a little ragtag TYSO team now, but yes, I do.
And you edit it and stuff all on your own?
Oh no, I have a nice ragtag team. Shout out to Tom and John Michael. Sorry for calling you ragtag.
Yeah, I was going to say, ragtag sounds romantic, though. It sounds like we're gorilla. We're the little team that could.
Kinda.
We're cutting through the noise, through the signal through the noise. It's a little self-aggrandizement. It really is.
That's what she said.
Theme
She
music.
didn't say it.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh yeah.
This is gonna be good. I'm gonna be funny. I hope you bring it.
I don't have to think about bringing it, man. I don't like your basketball trophies. You obviously did play.
I have a lot more of them.
You played.
Play. Yeah.
Where'd you play?
Are you not familiar with the Eat My Butt tour?
I'm not.
You ain't passed the ball enough, eat my butt. You ain't checked the ball out, eat my butt. You shoot from too far, eat my butt. But you make it every time, no shit, slut, I'm the fucking man.
Another theme song?
We don't have advertising. Because I don't know if I could get it with you, so I'm promoting some of my shit. Now, do you want some of my merch?
I guess.
Then go to rickglassman.com and use promo code boobs for 10% off. What's the big deal?
So I got to do that? I thought I got a free t-shirt at least for all my efforts.
What efforts?
I don't know.
Look at that shaking.
Yeah, I know. I have that effect.
Bryan, hold on one sec. I want to tell my audience about why I sleep so well. Hi, I'm Rick Glassman from the Take Your Shoes Off podcast, and this episode is sponsored in part by Helix Mattress. Helix is offering up to 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners by going to helixsleep.com/TYSO. You know, Bryan, this is their best offer yet, and it won't last long because with Helix, better sleep starts now. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/TYSO to save 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TYSO.
Lost a lot of wind in my sails just now.
Okay, back to the conversation. Oh, made you wait. Here we go. Made you wait again. I bet that could be frustrating. Maybe you need somebody to talk to about that. Before we go back to the show with Bryan, thank you for being here, by the way, Bryan. You're welcome, Rick. I would like to convince you to go check out Rick and Esther Have a Time. As of this episode's launching, we have 1 episode up, but the second episode airs on Thursday. It is a great time. We're looking for subscribers. We're looking for people to see it. Listen, if it's not for you, don't worry about it. I have a feeling if you're watching this, then this podcast is for you. Head on over, give a subscription, click the bell if you're into it, and help support our new venture with Rick and Esther Have a Time.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling good. Now we're ready. We're in. Bryan, hey man, how you doing, bud?
I'm a man. It's good to be here.
Yeah.
I feel good.
You know,
Feel
I
good.
asked you on here years and years ago. I'm glad you could finally make it.
I didn't know you had a podcast years and years ago. I think this is a new podcast.
Here, let me put up the Instagram message I sent you. Let's highlight the date right here.
What did I say? You have it? Probably said, hey, buddy, I'm busy making millions or something.
Do you want me to pull it up, or should we just wait until we see it in post? That'll be easier.
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
Let's keep this train going.
Yeah, let's keep it going.
You guys look like you have the perfect amount of milk in your coffee there.
It's an iced dirty chai and with oat milk and cinnamon. And then I put it in the freezer for at least a half hour. So by the time my guest arrives, it's going to last me the whole trip.
You're a very particular person.
I like to call it
Are you
leave it.
Are you that way with your diet?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now
Gulp.
Why are you drinking that so slow?
It's just the way I mark people. There's something, when somebody asks a question. So, Rick, here we are.
Oh, that's interesting. And it makes me feel like whatever I say, it better be good.
Yeah, when you move slowly and you try not to blink too much, you'll find that there's a way of getting people uneasy and on their heels. I'm not
try?
looking to do that. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to try the way I would do it regularly, and let's see if you're on your heels from
Yeah.
this. So, Bryan, how was the drive over here?
You're too fast and too jerky. You said what that looks like is you're nervous and you didn't make eye contact. So watch this. Rick, how was the drive over here?
That seems homoerotic.
I had an acting teacher who used to do that.
How come they didn't help you with any of your acting? Cut to a montage of his acting work.
Hey, excuse me. What is the matter with you? Go and get the paperwork, man. I spent my life waiting for you. Khalas, come on. And get the baklava, please.
How come it all, like, what was that voice you were doing? Was it a chapel in Hangover or something?
Well, I told you, when you met me on the street, my voice had a little more bass because this is my natural voice. But I have to soften it when I do a podcast.
Why are you so afraid to actually show me who you really are?
Notice I can't look at you in the eye.
Well, I'm sorry. Bryan, is there something I could do to make you more comfortable?
Very good. Although you lost it in the end. You lost it in the end.
You know, Bryan,
Bryan.
when you first popped off on the scene,
Yeah.
2018?
was before that. Okay, Rick.
When you did, I think, was it a podcast with Theo Vaughn or one of those guys?
No. So see, this is where I'm going to get angry.
You don't wear headphones?
I don't usually. They throw my face off. They bring out my nose.
What do you mean?
I just like having a flatter face. There are a couple things I wish I had. One is
I
a
can't
longer.
hear you. One sec. Go ahead.
A couple things I wish I had.
Holy shit, dude. Not even joking. Oh, wait.
You thought we weren't recording?
Good. No, I knew we were. I just didn't check levels foolishly.
It's all right.
Unfortunately, it seems like we can hear you.
All right, dude. All right, dude. It's not that funny.
Tell them that.
Okay. Dude, please. All right? Man, I'm not. No, I deserve some respect. I've been around a long time. So you need to have some respect.
Ooh, sorry.
There are a lot of guys my age who get a lot of respect for the
Yeah, I
work
guess.
they put in.
Now, you're talking about people who are the same age as you who get respect, like Rodney Dangerfield?
No, I'm not talking about him, although I did work with him.
Oh, yeah, would you work with them?
He
Oh,
was
you were in
75,
Ladybugs.
And he was very unhappy. And I said, how you doing, boss? He goes, I hate when people call me boss. We were eating together.
I worked with them once.
Yeah.
We should work together again, huh?
So
Good for you. I liked you in that clip.
I have a real question for you, though.
Yes.
Are you okay?
Yes. Is that the real question?
No. My real question is, do you consider yourself to be one of the funniest people in the business? Top 25?
I think that I like the idea that I belong to a small fraternity of people
Well, you definitely do.
that can get up on stage and make people laugh for an hour, no matter where I am, and what their background is, and make them laugh.
Right.
That's not easy.
I would love, and you don't even need an hour. Just make me laugh for a minute. Okay.
See what I did?
That's good.
See, and there were no words there,
Yeah.
right?
I have found you to be one of the funniest people on the planet.
Thank you.
That's why I was really excited to have you on.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
When does this air?
Can I be candid?
Yeah.
I'm going to make this Patreon only.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. This will probably air end of June. I have
End
a
of
lot.
June.
I have a lot in the can right now.
I'll be in Denver, Colorado at Comedy Works downtown.
What are you doing
end of
there?
June. I am doing stand-up.
For a full hour? Do you bring a feature?
I do.
Is it always a different feature?
No, usually it's Kevin Mack. And
Shout out to Kevin Mack, who put his Instagram handle here.
Yep, and my opener is Nick Simmons, who's
You
both
bring
really
two
funny.
people.
Yeah.
So you're making money.
It's expensive, but yes, I'm bringing two people.
Making money's tough in this business.
It is, and I always feel guilty in general about having anything. That's been my problem from day one.
Oh my God, we're going to get into it now.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I think anytime I am given something, or like if you were to say, Brian, here's $100 million.
I'll do it. Tell me what to say.
Okay.
Say it all so people don't hear.
So if you gave me $100 million, and now I had everything, I had this house with this view, and I had certainty like in a deep sense.
By everything, you mean financial security.
Yeah. I would probably give it away, and I would find a way to. I don't know how I would deal with the fact that then I had nothing to struggle against.
Do you feel the only thing you're struggling against is money?
No, I think I already feel so lucky that I live in a country with representative government.
Well, how
This
great.
is getting deep, but what I'm saying is I grew up
You love America.
I grew up outside of this country.
Yeah, you were a child of the military.
Yes, and banking. So I was moved I know it's a weird thing. I was moved.
Is that real? What does that mean?
My dad was a banker,
I thought it was a military thing.
probably. Military. Started out as military. then
But was it
banking.
really ever really, are you like, was it not military?
It was military, and then it was, he was a banker. He worked for Citibank.
What military? What branch of the
Marines,
Hoorah.
maybe other stuff in the military. Who knows? There's a rumor.
Hoorah RA?
Hoorah.
Hoorah RA because
Yes.
of banking.
Yes,
It's
good.
somebody submitted that.
Really? I didn't see the.
It's on the screen behind you.
There it is.
No, right there. Look,
Oh, there it is. What were you doing? You were making a
I
face.
thought I had to sneeze.
Okay. Don't make faces
No,
behind
just
my
look
back.
at that. Right.
Oh, there it is. So you were doing something, and that's super immature. You're super immature, dude. I'm asking for a mature conversation here. All right? Are you the same way? Do you have trouble having things or no? You got a lot of awards everywhere.
I have so many more that I don't have here.
You have basketball awards. I thought you were kidding about the basketball thing. You're an athlete.
You haven't seen my short, I Am Phenomenal?
No. Did you grow? Of course, I lived it. Did you grow up? Did you play in college?
We're here to meet you.
Okay.
And I technically, though I never got in a game, I had a 10-day NBA contract with the Cavaliers. So technically I was in the NBA.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
No.
Don't bullshit me.
Look it up.
You were that good?
I was that good. I also happened to have been friendly with LeBron, which doesn't mean that they would have had me if I wasn't good enough, but he did get me in there.
Are you fucking joking right now?
No.
You played in college.
Yes.
Where?
Kent State.
And you were, is that a D1 program?
Mm-hmm.
You were a D1 basketball player for 4 years.
For 3.
I had no idea.
Well, I didn't know your dad was a banker.
That's not the same thing.
It's similar.
No, you don't carry yourself as a D1 athlete, and a lot of guys do.
A lot of guys do who are.
Well, no, you're a better athlete than, I would say, almost anybody in comedy. Fair?
I'm definitely the best basketball player in comedy. And that includes Blake Griffin.
Okay. I'm going to stop you there. Okay? Don't do that with your face.
It's allergies again. I keep thinking I have to
you're
sneeze.
you're being a dick right now because that's not, you haven't earned that right, so I'm going to have to stop you there. I'm going to stop you there. But you got cocky.
Mm-hmm. Was I carrying myself how you feel a D1 athlete would? Yeah. Okay.
But
so how do I carry myself then?
I never even thought you did any sports. You look athletic.
Look at my veins.
You're surprisingly tall and strong.
What's surprising about how tall I am? I've been this tall almost since you met me. I've grown a little bit since the last time you saw me.
You never carried yourself that way. You carried yourself, you're very funny and you love comedy.
How funny am I? On a scale from 1 to 10?
I think you're, and when it comes to improv, I think that you're as funny as, you're as talented as you need to be to be really good.
Great.
Yeah.
So how would I behave more so if I still were this in comedy, but now that you know that I was technically in the NBA?
I think sports give people a forward tilt. There's sort of there's an inherent aggression. It's not overt.
Turn this a little bit. Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, you were just doing that again. That's super immature.
Okay.
You keep trying to get me to turn my face so you can mock me.
Maybe that's my forward tilt?
You got a basketball right there. It's the first time I noticed that. I have bad observation. We're all over the place with this conversation.
You want to see how well I pass? You want to see how an NBA player does a chest pass?
No.
Okay. So tell me how I would hold myself.
There's something about going through a D1 program. Mm-hmm. I feel like that lends itself to a dominant sort of posturing.
Would you say going through a D1 program is to becoming a Navy SEAL as is doing an open mic is to doing an hour set in front of a paid audience?
I don't know the answer. I know everything is really hard. I know getting good at something is fucking hard and takes forever. Mm-hmm. So whenever I hear somebody coming up with 3 easy steps to something, I run the other way. I just stop listening. Or when I hear somebody saying, nah, I've cut through all of it. This is the truth and everybody else is lying. I stop listening.
Well, do you think happiness is easy?
No.
What if I told you I have 3 easy steps to happiness?
I would say, I would not listen to you. I would say, shut up, Rick. I'd listen politely, but in my mind, I'd go, shut up.
Okay.
But you know what I mean? Happiness and fulfillment are 2 different things.
I didn't talk about fulfillment, did I?
No, you didn't.
Because fulfillment is just perception, and it's a gratitude and appreciation for the happiness that you could have with these 3 easy steps.
Give them to me.
Step number 1, awareness, not
Yes.
just of self.
Yes.
Step number 2, acceptance. And step number 3, gratitude.
I accept all 3 of those tenets. Mm-hmm. And I like those because they're principles and they're broad.
There's a song that goes, love the one you're with.
Yeah.
Which is another saying for appreciate what you have. People are running they want the next thing.
I know.
You probably want Hangover 4, right?
No, I don't. I've never said
Talk
that.
about it a lot.
I've never talked about it.
You bring it up a lot.
No, I don't bring it up a lot.
You say you really want them to have another
I've
Hangover.
never done that. A lot of
or
people,
another fighter.
No, there's not a day that goes by where I don't get mobbed and people go, tell us what it was like in a Hangover. Man, without you, that movie would never have been what it was. And I'm like, that's so not true, and it's not fair to the other actors. This belongs, this public embrace belongs to them too. And so I want to be very clear on that.
Okay.
But thank you for the compliment. But no, I don't. And I decided to stop at Hangover 2. I felt it.
Oh, they came back for you at 3 and you said no?
I can't remember whether they came back to me or
Wait,
not. I can't remember that.
Well, how did they come to you for number 2? An email or a call?
Please,
But I'm saying, did somebody email you or call you?
I got a call from the director, Todd Phillips.
Yeah.
Okay. I was on my way to
Are you friends with him?
I am.
Why don't you ask him why he didn't invite you on to number 3? Or are you not friends with him anymore? Is that why you weren't in 3?
I am friends with Todd. I think, in fact, if I remember correctly, I was asked to do number 2, and because the guy they had wasn't working out, so I found
like
myself,
lifting? He wasn't
Nope,
lifting?
he wasn't working out as an actor.
Right. He wasn't lifting weights
Nope,
between
that's not
jobs?
what I mean. He was on set and it just wasn't clicking, Rick.
Right. Like with Adam Sandler.
So Todd
How
said,
Adam
"Let me
Sandler
go
worked
to
out
my
during
ringer.
Click.
Let me go to my ringer. Let me
Ringer, that's the guy
let me
from,
go to my."
what's that from Jackass? What's his name?
Nope, that's not what I'm talking about. He said, "Let me go to my sure thing." Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When the wind starts blowing hard, you need bedrock to anchor into.
Who
and
said
you
that?
want that bedrock to be made of granite. You can call me bedrock. Let me go to my bedrock because the winds are blowing, so I need to anchor in.
Oh, I get it. Because you're like a little baby like Bam Bam.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I never said that.
I'm an athlete. Now, I wasn't a D1 athlete. Some say I could have been a D1 wrestler. So for me, it's more, you're tall and everything else. I'm smaller, but very strong. I'm a lot like Bam Bam. From the Flintstones, the baby, I'm like a baby. I'm a baby, but I'm Bam Bam.
I speak in metaphors.
Okay.
So I can't quite remember. There may have been a reference to.
Yeah, I just figured you were. I only said it because you said it.
Yes, but I was speaking metaphorically.
Okay,
and you kind of pegged me as being literal on that.
I pegged you?
Yeah.
Let me get you.
So you didn't want to do the Hangover 3?
Yeah, I just didn't. I felt it had run its course, and I didn't have anything more to offer the story.
So if you were given $100 million and then you gave 80 million of it back and you have 20 million, and then you had the option of, for the rest of your career, being an actor, which is something I know you've always wanted to, you've done like stupid little character things, but like an actor, like respected. And I don't mean that as a blanketed statement. I mean, actually respected. Or a stand-up comedian, the way you are.
Stand-up comic.
A lot of stand-ups talk about that. A lot of stand-ups are just like, stand-up's the only pure art.
It's not that. I mean, I
there's
did
painting
acting.
as well.
I acted for years. I did enough. I worked as hard as I could at getting good at it, but I just don't like the process. I don't like waiting around. I don't like set life. I just don't. I think it's the death of fun.
Set life versus like the actual acting. You're saying everything in between the acting, right?
Yeah.
But what about
correct.
for comedy? There's the on stage, and then there's all the traveling, the other shit.
That's a nightmare. I
right.
hate it.
So that's
The grind.
the set life of stand-up.
It is. So there's no. I think that what I like about stand-up is I'm the author of my own expression. So I can be original in my expression, whereas as an actor, you're original in the interpretation of someone else's expression.
And you don't have an interest in creating your own.
I did it forever, but I find
like writing your own thing.
I do. That's why I like writing stand-up.
Gotcha.
And I think my favorite is when I discover something, like the fact that my thighs are not big, but they're strong.
What is that? You have like this hyper focus on your thighs when I look at your body, and I mean this in the meanest
don't know
way.
why.
It's like whatever.
You mean it in the meanest way?
Well, I'm saying I mean it in a way where it's like
No, I think
I mean
it's,
it with disrespect.
Right, got it. No, listen, maybe I'm just I had too much caffeine and I find my hands get a little restless.
How much coffee do you drink? Do you want more?
No, I drink 2 cups is enough. But I'll have like,
This is just kicking in for me right now.
It is?
Yeah.
Good. Well, your hands are balled up pretty tight.
Yeah, just being prepared.
I'm not coming at you.
Okay.
And I'm not looking for a fight.
Tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. You've trained or you talk about people who've trained at least a lot.
Yeah.
What are the odds if you and I were to get into a playful but aggressive competitive fist fight?
Yeah.
What are the odds of you being surprised at the way I respond to you?
I think I'd have my hands full, but I think I'd fucking knock you out. Because I don't think you've done enough of it. You're an athlete. I think you're probably a better athlete. You're tall. You probably hit way harder than people think.
Do you know how quick my hands are?
They're probably very quick. You're younger than me. I didn't even see that. And you're
Check your
you have
pockets.
an inner rage. Hold on. I had a lot of money in this pocket. Dude, I had my daughter's singing lesson tuition in that. Then I had $10,000 in this pocket, and I'm not kidding.
I know. I don't know how much it was. I just know it was
$10,000.
Yeah, I haven't counted it. I just grabbed it
When?
moments ago.
Hold on,
I just had $10,000. I had my daughter's singing lesson money.
Oh, I'll put it back.
Dude, that's crazy. That was impressive.
I'm gonna go take a shit. Talk about whatever you want.
Okay, well, Rick's going to take a shit now, and I'm going to... You all right? Are you doing karate? Are you marking your territory?
Sorry about that. I normally shit on my guests, but I feel like I shit on you enough. Unless you want me to.
No. Thank you.
Fuck.
You all right?
I'm sorry.
God, it stinks.
I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ, dude. Fuck, I mean, you just shat your pants. So disrespectful. And you shat at me.
You still have a little... Can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
I'm sweating hard. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna hand the control over to you. Take care of this for me. You're a funny guy.
All right. Fine.
That really just took so much out of me.
I understand.
Literally.
Good. You want me to just be funny in general in a vacuum?
Yeah, I won't be the funny, confident guy. Talk about how great you are.
Nope. I don't see that anymore.
Talk about how great I am.
Okay, Rick, you're fantastic. Congratulations.
What's your favorite part? What's your favorite part about being on stage and doing your thing?
Yeah.
And you look out and you see most people at least laughing. Do you feel like, great, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? Or do you feel like, this is incredible?
I like not remembering how this all came together. I like that. I like the idea of a happy accident, or I like the idea that I kept showing up every day until the jokes found their own way in their own life. So the idea is like you sit down to write, in case something happens.
Do you do that? Do you sit and write?
No, but I do sometimes. Like, I just believe that, it's an act of faith. Creation is an act of faith, right? So
Good
I don't
merch.
know how good it's going to be. I just know it has to be honest. It has to come from somewhere that's really honest.
I want to
That's
cut to a
the idea.
montage of all the things of you being half horse and
Half what? Horse?
did you do a thing where you're a half a horse or something? I saw you do once.
Yeah,
just like to be the most
just
honest.
just like the most obvious shit.
Just got to be honest and just you just doing voices and shit, just Scottish.
Just bad, comedy.
I made a joke about you doing Fighter 2, and I don't know if I've told you this, but that is, if you look at, I'm not going to say it's, take all the movies that I've seen at least 5 times.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how many movies will have that. I say probably there's 40 of those.
Really?
Yeah.
You have that many movies you've seen 5 times?
I love rewatching things.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So when I watch something for the first time, I'm watching it to the point where sometimes it's difficult to watch with somebody else because I feel like either I can't get what I want out of it or I won't let them, because if they say something or if I miss something or if I see an edit or if I see a fun line delivery or something that I didn't understand, I'll rewind. I watch it.
Wow.
So once I've watched something, I get it now. Which is a fun thing. I love to watch and learn and experience something for the first time. It's not that I don't like that part, but there is a bit of work to it. And then also upon a further watch, I'm now watching it easier. And there's something really comforting about watching something easily. So once I get something and I like it, this is a reach, this analogy, but it's like being around somebody that you already know. Like, there's something fun about meeting new people and getting that, but like, I know what I'm getting from this. I like this thing. I want that.
Right.
And I usually will watch something to decompress while I'm eating or after work or whatever. So I love to rewatch.
Really? And are you looking for new things?
No.
Or are you looking for the same emotional response you got?
I mean, this is going to sound corny, but I really don't have expectation outside of I know I like this thing. It's safe.
Wow.
So I'll watch it. And then I find new things. That's not my intention. My intention is I've already seen it. So like, yeah, it's just
Well, give me the 5 movies that you can remember watching 5 times.
These are in no order, and there's been other ones that I've watched.
Yep.
The first one that I noticed I did this to, which I haven't seen in years, and I'm not to knock it or anything, it's just that this is the first time I realized, I've watched this so many times, was Drumline. I watched it a lot. Remember that movie with Nick Cannon and that's not Ashanti, is it?
Yeah, I remember
No.
it. It was interesting. Yeah, I saw a little of it. I didn't see the whole thing.
I feel like I can get comments. People are going to call me racist for not remembering what her name is. Another one is Limitless.
I never saw it.
Really?
Bradley Cooper.
Real good.
Yeah.
Real good.
I did see it. I'm sorry. Yes, I did see
You must
it.
have only seen it once.
I saw it once.
Shawshank Redemption.
Amazing. Seen that only once. These are movies I could watch again. Certainly Shawshank Redemption.
All of the Rockies. No, not 5. I've seen it numerous times, but not 5 times.
I've seen the Rockies. Rocky 1. I just watched Rocky 1 again.
I rewatch often. And 5 in no order is one of these movies, and one that is the most consistently like, yeah, I know why I rewatched this. I could rewatch it again. Fighter.
It's phenomenal. When I watched Christian Bale in that opening frame.
Excuse me. That is another. That one I rewatched recently, probably not 5 times. That movie's incredible. I've probably watched it 4. Warrior is what I meant. That's why I brought it up. Warrior.
Phenomenal.
Dude.
Yeah.
And whenever I see you in it, you know what I think to myself?
Gulp, gulp,
Careful.
gulp.
I know that guy.
Okay.
You're in one of probably one of my favorite movies.
I put the writer and director of that movie together.
Oh yeah?
Yes. The writer came to me and said, I have a body of work, but I'm leaving. I'm going back to Connecticut. And I said, what do you mean? He said,
Is it the writer or the director that's in it, the bald guy?
The director.
Yeah, because I looked, it was so well directed that I looked it up and I saw him like, oh, that's the guy that plays the guy who runs the thing.
Yeah, Gavin O'Connor.
He's
He's
right.
uncompromising, and it's a love affair for him.
Everything about it, but the direction of that movie,
Phenomenal.
Perfect.
Phenomenal. And I remember the director was writing with someone else, and it wasn't working out. And I had read this obscure guy who had no contacts, and he was a tutor.
What made you find this guy and read him?
I read his stuff. He was my friend. I just kind of included him in my group.
You knew him. Gotcha.
Yeah. And I read his stuff, and I just went, oh my God, this guy's insanely talented. And I bugged Gavin for, I don't know, a long time. They talk about it on the CD thing, when they're.
I don't have a. It's
I know
a
nobody
CD.
does, but they actually talk about this. But I bugged him forever, and he just, getting anybody to read anything in Hollywood is impossible. So
Holly weird,
anybody,
yeah, no shit.
they won't do it. So whenever somebody gives me a script, I read it out of respect because I know how hard it is. And nobody's interested. And so he had this shoebox of short stories, scripts, pilots for TV shows, movies. He wrote a novel.
Had he done anything that was produced before?
Never. It was
Nothing since?
No, he had never. Yes, since he worked on a bunch of
Because
stuff.
of that.
Yeah.
So here's the
He
deal.
got signed by CAA and all that stuff.
Brian, give me a second. This mattress works. I have a few of them actually because I got some from my parents' house. Cousin Teddy got one. So Helix knows there's no better way to try their mattress than by testing it. That's why they offer a 10-day risk-free trial. What? 100 nights trial. You could literally sleep on this thing for up to 3 months, and if you don't like it, they'll come to your door and pick it up. And even if you do, it has a 10 to 15-year warranty. Looks like you're going to be sleeping even better tonight. Everybody's unique. Everybody sleeps differently. That's why Helix has several different mattress models to choose from, each designed for specific sleep positions and for feel preferences. Are you a side sleeper? Are you a back sleeper? Do you like a firm mattress? Do you run hot, cold? These types of things. Like I said, I like this mattress so much, I made sure to get some multiple ones for home because when I visit home, I want to sleep on something nice.
Oh, woo! Look at it. Wow, what a groovy mattress. Wow, look at it. So thick. Wow. Whoa.
Look at this. Look
this
at
is
this.
Wow, this is beautiful.
I've always wanted to do this.
This is...
Helix is offering 20% on all mattress orders and 2 free pillows.
HelixSleep.com/TYSO. This is their best offer yet, and it won't last long. With Helix, better sleep. That's right, Brian. Starts now. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Listen, I'm going to admit it. I'm a therapy baby. I like having somebody to talk to. I like learning about my patterns of behavior. I like better understanding my triggers, and I like learning how I could self-soothe once I have been triggered. How do we learn what's going on? Well, you could look at your past, but you might want a professional to help you navigate that. And that's why I am a big believer in therapy. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, give a go to BetterHelp. It's entirely online, it's convenient, and if you don't like the therapist they matched you with, you could switch at any time at no additional cost. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. If you've been thinking about therapy, but it's too much of a to-do and you don't know where to begin, BetterHelp is a great and convenient option. All you have to do is go to betterhelp.com/TYSO, and you'll also save 10% off your first month. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TYSO to save 10% off your first month.
And I bugged him forever, and I drove my friend's scripts to Gavin, and Gavin read one thing, and he goes, "This hit me in the gut,"
Did you know, do they have an idea of casting? Like, who decided to get Nick Nolte, and how did that happen?
Nick Nolte, I think Nick was somebody that Gavin was talking to, I think, about another movie. One of the highlights for me was getting to hang out with him, the Hall of Famer that is Nick Nolte. And
put your headphones on for a sec.
Listening to him talk about, really about Hollywood and what Hollywood was like and all that stuff. That was incredible. So why am I putting headphones on?
I have a surprise. I'm calling somebody.
Oh.
Nick?
You call Nick?
Hey, there. Who is it?
Yeah. Nick, what's up? It's Rick Glassman. Do you not have caller ID?
Ricky. Oh, no.
Wow.
Yeah. So Nick Nolte from Warrior in particular. I'm here with Bryan Callen from The Fighter.
How you doing?
Oh, Brian.
Yeah, Nick. Yeah.
Sidelines announcing things.
Yeah. That's right. How you doing, Nick? It's how you doing?
Doing well. I just left yoga.
So remember we were talking the other day about how you feel about Moby Dick?
What? Moby?
Well, the scene I think in Warrior where you played Moby Dick. I think.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Where you were talking about Moby Dick and you were drunk. Yeah. It was so amazing.
Moby Dick, it's just a man's vision. Finding the whale lives up to our personal soul and issues. because the devil is the dart of the bow and the spear, and that pierces the soul.
Wow.
So you gotta find him. You find them and you take them.
Wow.
You find them.
Yeah, no.
Are you?
Always in it.
Yeah, that's.
Have you been drinking?
Don't ask him.
No, just
No,
Like you said, he hasn't.
I think he's just talking.
took my kids to school and somebody's kids.
Have you? When was the last time you spoke with Brendan
Oh, Brendan.
or Tommy?
Oh, way to go, Tommy!
What just happened? Did Tommy just do something good?
I'm just thinking about all his wins in his body, the way he works, the way he fights like a gladiator. No, Brendan is a good guy. I'm getting back to him. He got grandkids, you know.
Yeah, no, I know. Nick, are you doing all right?
Yeah.
Hey.
He's, I miss Brendan. You know, he doesn't talk that much to me. That's okay. That's okay.
Nick,
he's on his journey.
Nick, you know,
his fish.
No, I know that was a movie though, right? That was so. Nick, Tommy is the actor Tom Hardy, right?
Man, Tommy to me, always Tommy to me.
Well, no, that was actually I know Tommy is. I think Tommy is actually not. Yeah, no, Tommy was.
I never remember his name either.
Joel Edgerton.
Edgerton.
Yeah, Joel Edgerton.
Oh,
Yeah, so
what a sweet guy, you know, a good family man, you know. But Brendan, he'll always be Brendan to me.
Right, Brendan.
So Nick, you know, remind me, what's that trick? Like, if I have somebody coming into a diner and I know they're carrying pills, how do I know how many pill bottles they have in their pocket?
Oh, cha. Yeah, it's like a Moroccan band coming in.
All right.
3 shakes, you have a problem. 1 shake, you got Tylenol. 2 shakes.
Okay. All right, Nick, is there anything you want to plug?
I'm doing a stand-up comedy tour.
You are?
Are you taking a shit right now?
No, he's not.
No,
This is how
I'm
he talks.
just thinking about it. I got 15 cities. I'm playing the Wilbur in a week.
Wow.
What's the name of your comedy tour, Nick Nolte?
Way to go, Tommy!
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
All right, well.
The happiest I ever was.
Yeah, no, I know. All right, well, thank you.
Yeah, do you have any advice? Okay, I guess unless you have any advice for Bryan as an actor, what do you think about Bryan as an actor?
Bryan as an actor has found his truth. He gets it.
Yeah, thank you.
The bones and the blood of the body, that's what brings out the soul. And once you get that, you can fucking roll it. So just remember that, the bones of the blood.
Yeah, I know I will.
The bones of the blood.
Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I just had a bagel. It's good. Butter. Love butter.
Yeah.
Butter is the bones of the blood. They move down the arms to Brendan and Tommy.
Okay. Well, thank you. I hope. Hey, Nick. I hope you have a great day, and thank you.
Every day is a blessing. Like we have pages in a book, and sometimes it hurts, but maybe not today. Maybe else.
Wait, what was that? All right. Have a good one, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Find your will.
Okay, find your whale. I think that was Moby Dick reference.
God, that was so hard to listen to.
And so,
Jesus,
is that what he was like on set too?
Not really. He sounds like he's gotten a little older. It's been 15 years now. So, 15.
Is that your favorite movie that you've been part of, or do you feel like you can't answer that honestly?
I don't know. I don't think movies are. You never like a movie because of how it turns out. You like a movie because of the people you're working with. Yeah.
I
was lost.
Let me turn the cameras off for a sec.
Yeah.
And that one's off. All right, just you and me now.
Yeah.
What you just said was not really a thing, right? Like, there's the experience of making the movie, and then there's the final product, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the final product.
Oh, the final product?
Yeah. Are you okay saying this while the cameras are still off?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Can
can
turn
say
it back
it with
on?
the cameras on.
All right. Let me turn it back on.
Good. Wow. Yeah. No. I don't think about that. I think The Hangover was iconic.
How come you didn't do the third one?
There was. I think I was doing a movie already. I think I might have been doing Ride Along.
But you would have only been needed for 2 days tops.
Yeah, I can't remember. There was a conflict, but also there was no part for
I'm
me.
asking about The Hangover 3, not the size of your penis.
Okay, that's not cool. All right.
I burned you, and just take it.
But no, I'm not going to take it.
Did I burn you?
You did burn me.
Is there anything you could do about it?
Not really, but it's
Then
a bullshit
it is
burn.
what it is.
It's a bull. You can't just win that. It's like, I'm not giving you that win. That's a bull. I was like,
Now you're holding up the size of my penis. What are you doing?
No, I'm not.
You just went like this.
That's not a burn either. Don't claim that as a burn.
That wasn't a burn.
Okay, then. Fuck. You got long fingers.
Come here for a second. Just
No,
go like
I'm
this.
not doing that.
Just feel it.
No, because again, I'm not going to have this competition with you.
Just feel it.
I don't want to. I get it. You're in shape.
Could you see him?
I get that you're in shape. You played basketball.
Okay. So The Hangover, you like better than Warrior.
No, I never said that. One's a comedy, one's a drama.
Which one is a comedy?
The Hangover. You're asking me dumb questions right now.
In Warrior, was that
I
you
have a
playing
fucking karate
yourself
class.
more than anybody else? Not just because your name was Bryan Callen, but because it was also you being what you are.
They wanted Joe Rogan.
He wouldn't do it?
I called Joe for the director. Joe said, honestly, if it's not a lot of cash, I have no time.
Right.
Then I said, how do I play you? And he said, take yourself completely out of the fight and the equation. You're there just to call fights.
Well, as opposed to you thinking, oh, I should pretend that I'm in the ring.
Some actors would do that. Some actors would put themselves in there, right? But if you're calling a fight, you're there just to call the fight. You have nothing to do with the fight.
But
Your opinion is not that important. You're just there to call the fight as it is.
When people are doing any sports casting, are they pretending they're the athlete on the field?
No, but I think that there's a tendency to put your stamp on it with your opinions. That can be a problem.
Okay, tell me more about it.
So the idea would be really react only to what's in front of you.
With no opinions.
Try to be as objective as you can and be affected by what's happening in the ring.
The way a news broadcaster would have done before Donald J. Trump.
Correct. No, before the news was responsible for ratings, and before they had an audience, they had to appease.
You know what Bill Maher says, and I don't know if this is his observation, but it is the first time I heard it, where news organizations are now looking to give you the news you want instead of the news that it is.
Exactly. The biggest liability is that an algorithm out there you can purify your echo chamber.
It's so weird to hear it that way, so negative, because I went to school with an algorithm. Mr. and Mrs. Gurtham's kid.
Did you?
Yeah, algorithm.
Okay, those aren't what I'm talking about.
I know, it's just weird.
Yeah, okay.
Because I wonder if not, I look at algorithm and I just that's just a buddy I went to school with.
Yeah, good. That's great. But an algorithm is a mathematical theorem, equation, I think maybe system.
It's a definition of an if-then function.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Do you know how algorithms work?
Yeah. That's
Explain
impressive.
it to me.
I think an algorithm is something that...
you could say, I don't know.
No, I think I do know. An algorithm is, I guess it's a mathematical equation where you essentially...
Again, you could say I don't know.
So like an option would be an algorithm, right?
I don't know what you mean.
So in other words, here's an example of an algorithm in real time. I think I'm right. We have a stock. We have a company, and it issues stock. Mm-hmm. You take the position that the stock is going to go up. I take the position.
You're talking about puts and
down.
calls.
Yeah,
that's a stock option.
But isn't that based on an algorithm?
No.
What is an algorithm?
I'll give you a simple form of an algorithm. Okay. An algorithm shows you if this, then this, and if not, then this, and then if this, then this.
Isn't that what I just described?
No, you were saying if it goes down, you could bet it for it going down. If it goes up, you could bet it going up. An algorithm is a continuum chain of things. So, for example, are you hungry? Mm-hmm. If no, then something. If yes, then you go to the fridge. Would you like to go to the fridge or would you like to go to the freezer?
So it gives you options.
And typically, at its simplest form, if not always, it's binary, right? So if hungry, then this. If not, then this.
But isn't that what I said?
No.
So if stock goes up, you get this. If stock goes down,
But that's
you get that.
then what? There's no continuation. The algorithm is the continuum chain of it. If
well,
this,
the
then this,
continuation then isn't the continuation factored into the fact that then I get this and you get that.
but then that's the end. That's not an algorithm. That's just an option. An algorithm is if this, then this, then this, then this, then this, then this, and it's a whole bunch of data points singular down to this binary track.
Oh,
so
okay.
every possibility has an option, even though when you zoom into the present function, it's only between two things.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So the algorithm that gives me the news I want to hear.
Yeah.
That's an algorithm. Yeah?
If you follow all of these left-leaning people, then hear all the things. If you then like people that are talking woke culture, anti-right, pro this, then this, then this, and then you get, and then it's all these different data points. And if you live
so
in
the
this
algorithm
city,
creates a binary effect, which is
no,
left, right.
no. An algorithm basically accumulates all your, if done perfectly, which they aren't, but they're amazing, all of these data points. So it could, like if you were to find your clothing, if you are above 6 foot or below 6 foot, you are, I don't want to assume anything, but let's say above 6 foot. Then you're over here and then likes to dress, casual or likes to dress formal. Now we're formal. Wants to wear a suit or wants to wear something that is unique. And then wants these colors. So each individual choice is between two things, but you could have tons of them.
Right, but an algorithm is still a mathematical theorem that predicts that outcome. Yeah? A flexible outcome, though.
Yeah. Do you think that, and it's my fault, but do you think that maybe it's worth taking this last 4 minutes, John Michael, and putting it in like 2 times fast forward?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's very clarifying.
Yeah.
I knew that though. So the news then would be like my algorithm gives me a binary outcome, left versus right.
Even in your way of explaining something as objective as mathematics, you are coming from the sociological mindset of versus.
Thank you.
Left versus right.
Thank you.
In these echo chambers, we have the minority loud on both sides speaking not with us, at us. And then we feel this need to subscribe to this tribal team mentality and pits us up against each other.
Exactly.
Do you know, ask me if I'm left or right.
It's a huge lie.
Ask me if I'm left or
Are
right.
you left or right?
I don't think either.
Well, so
I'm
here's
just a
my
guy.
answer. Ask me.
Are you left or right?
Give me the subject. It depends on the subject. It depends on the question.
Okay. How do you feel about transgendered people playing in collegiate sports?
I don't think it's fair.
Gulp,
That biological males, for a whole host of reasons, play against biological females because I think males have a
better.
physical advantage. That's
You
all.
think males are better?
Yeah. Yes,
you
they're
just said it. Now on to
faster
the
and
next
stronger
subject.
typically. Yes.
Now, is this because of your love for Rodney Dangerfield and in the movie Ladybugs where they dress up a guy to play soccer as a girl?
Now, if I were playing, what I would do is play center midfield so I could control the flow of the game. That's what I would do if I was playing. Why are you looking at me like that?
All right, girls, meet our new ladybug, Martha.
Yes. And that's why that movie has always been seminal to my entire philosophy.
Now, seminal, is that a pun on the fluid
seminal,
that's in a man?
Yes, seminal as in semen. So that was the seed that gave birth to my entire philosophy.
Are there any sports where you feel that women would be an advantage if they were born a woman and then transitioned into a man? Or would all sports be better?
Maybe gymnastics. So that's French for gymnastics, but
gymnastics. Now that was Jenny Nastics after she transitioned, or he transitioned.
So
into
that's
gym.
a different
gymnastics.
That's a different gymnastics.
Because I went to school with an algorithm and a gymnastics.
Yep, and this is different.
Okay.
I just think that it seems to me that smaller, very flexible people, typically women, can do the kinds of things.
Okay,
but I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know.
But you seem very confident about the other way.
Yeah, well, one is more aesthetic, maybe. There's physical power and speed, and then there's aesthetics. I don't know though. I don't know the answer.
Okay, so do you feel that So you're saying if a born male who transitioned to a woman now playing in women's basketball wouldn't be fair.
Correct.
However, if a born woman who transitions into a man is good enough to play men's basketball, should he then be allowed?
I think so.
So really what you're saying is you don't take much issue in somebody who transitions to a man playing in sports.
Yes.
It's the other way around with the caveat
very fair
of gymnastics.
Very fair question. That's actually a very fair question. And I have to say, as inconsistent as it is, the answer is probably yes. And I don't think you'll see it because it's a tough thing to pull off. It's just the nature of...
So are tearaway pants, but if they transition to a man, they can.
That's true, but I haven't worn tearaway pants since I was paying for college. So
where did you go to school?
American University.
You could, if you're going to make something up, why not just... Is that the School of America?
Yeah.
What do you study there? Politics?
America.
History. I have no. Let me tell you about who I am.
Yeah.
If I don't know something, here's how I pretend to figure it out. I go like this. Oh, I don't know what that is. I don't pretend. What is American University? Is that a real thing? Is that like a brick and mortar college?
It's a brick and mortar college in Washington, D.C.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you studied history?
I studied history.
Because those who don't know history are
bound to
gay.
repeat it.
Or yes, one of the two.
And gay. Yeah, I think I would have. I think I made a mistake in studying history. First of all, I wasn't a good student because I wasn't serious. And I think I would have studied philosophy and physics, but I didn't have the discipline.
Philosophy and physics, other than them both starting with the letter F, what is it that draws you to those two things together? Because philosophy is like, Plato.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, you could imprint it on a newspaper and then look at it.
Yeah.
But physics is more about like, if I drop this, will it make a sound?
Physics is a study of the cause of things, I think, right? It's the methodology, the physical reality of the world, right? So you're studying...
It's funny that you say the world because physics exists far beyond the world.
That's very true. But you might be talking actually about math and theoretical math. That exists whether the world exists or not.
No, I'm not talking about... I'm talking about...
Physics is the study of, I think, the world and the causes of things.
Physics. I don't know if... Physiks. The branch of science concerned with the nature and properties of matter and energy.
Yeah. But everything is matter and energy, right? So that's the... And why things behave the way they do, the cause of things. Physical phenomenon, I think. Mathematics is different. So if you're studying like a squared plus b squared equals c squared, that's Pythagorean's theorem. That exists whether the universe exists or not. That mathematical reality of how you measure a right triangle, that exists and it doesn't need you to observe it.
It does not exist whether the universe exists or not because that exists within the pattern of geometry. Geometry exists because it has something to exist in.
No, that's not true.
Philosophy.
That's not true. Don't smile like you just figured out the world. That really makes me angry.
I could tell you in 3 easy steps.
You have good teeth, though.
Thank you. My top row's good. My bottom row isn't.
Oh, I had the same issue.
You fixed them?
Yeah.
Why were you so insecure about your teeth?
Because my tooth was getting super snaggly, and I had to fix it. It bugged me, but also because it was fucking with my bite. So I got Invisalign for 6 months, and then I didn't wear them properly, and I'd go another 6 months, and then I didn't wear them that properly anyway. But they were like, "Okay, you're done."
Tell me the relationship, the connection between you wanting to have your teeth a certain way, but not committing to that. And wearing them improperly as to you going to the American University and not really taking it seriously. What is the common thread in your personality type that led to those two things?
The problem, the insecurity I have, or the uneasiness I have with working for perfection, self-perfection, and having. And also getting older and not caring.
I don't understand what you're saying to me. Do you feel like if your street teeth got a little straighter, you'd be perfect?
I saw a lot of people who were like older and my age and older, and they had let their teeth go crazy, and their teeth were absolutely unacceptable. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I don't want to be that. You're going to be uglier. Every day that passes for me, I get weaker and uglier no matter what I do.
That's good merch.
It's the Red Queen problem. I can run as fast as I can, and I'm going to stay in place at best, but I'm always going to be...
Red Queen, I don't know that.
That's from Alice in Wonderland. And so she says you can run in place. You have to run in place just to stay where you are. You have to run as fast as you can. Like,
yeah, I know your headphones aren't on, but maybe you could see that your microphone is... Could you turn it?
This way?
Yeah.
So that would be the idea. The Red Queen problem. Yeah.
So you don't think that there's any world where...
You just let go of that. You just can't... Vanity, for its own sake, you're a dead man. There's a reason it's one of the 7 deadly sins in Christianity, etc. It's like vanity is you're trying
without utility. Because there is something about health and wellness and exercise that isn't just about vanity.
That's right.
But doesn't it drive it? And so having that perception of wanting to look better is that extra motivation to then put in the work to actually make you be better.
No. Yes, but not me. I'm not saying I don't want to look better. I'm not saying I don't have vanity. I'm saying I want my body to get out of the way. I just don't want to be in pain. I want my body to be able to work as a tool to continue to do the things I want to do. Self-discovery, getting better at what I've chosen to do in my life. Those are important things. Like I want to see what else is there. That process of discovery only grows keener for you. Getting closer to the truth. We're all doing that. I don't give a fuck what people say. You can tell me you're an atheist. We all have a hierarchy of values, and I think at the top of that value is something you would categorize as truth, or getting closer to the reality of things. And to say otherwise is, I don't buy it.
I'm so sorry. I forgot. Say that one more time.
Good. I'm glad. I was saying.
No, I heard you.
Fast forward. But that's what I think.
I want to make sure that I'm clear that the joke that I just made, I'm being sincere right now. I didn't mean to negate everything you just said.
No,
I was listening and I'm interested, but just after a minute of that passion, I want to make that joke. But also, we don't know each other well enough, and I don't want you to feel that you can't tell me serious things.
Yeah, I love it. What are you going to do? Why were you about to do that? Yeah,
because I wanted to be serious.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your sense of play. It's one of my favorite things about you. Don't change that. You can't help but be a silly goose.
You know,
you like play more than anything else. So do I. It's how we bonded. You understand? That's like life is serious and we can get into seriousness, but the very few people can do what you and I do.
I agree.
Where we act like silly geese.
I think other people could do it.
You know what that is called? You know what that is? You know what we share? A
Innocence.
Language.
Oh.
No, it's a language.
I say this all the time.
Yeah.
Let me tell you my little talking point on this.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I'll make this merch.
Right.
Oh, you're never serious. You're always playing. Okay. Yes, I'm always playing. But seriousness and play are not mutually exclusive. And silliness is without a doubt. I speak 3 languages: English, mathematics, and silliness.
Makes me angry that you said mathematics, though. Because you winked at the thing.
Name any 7 numbers. Go.
Okay. 7, 14, 21, 36, 54.
I heard of them all. I know all of those. You know, it's interesting that the first 2 summed up to the second one.
Okay, man. That's fine. You make me rub my face and you make me angry.
You know,
Now
Eleanor
listen.
Roosevelt says, nobody could make you feel inferior without your consent. And James Dean used to say, nobody can make you rub your face without you wanting to do it yourself.
What else did Eleanor Roosevelt say?
Oh my God, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me.
That's so disrespectful,
She said it.
man.
You know she said it.
I don't know if that's
you know
true.
She
I haven't
said
heard that on a tape.
You know she
Man, you're
said
fucking,
it.
You're hypnotic and you're super persuasive.
Okay? And
Fine.
these are problems. Why?
God, you got a casualness.
Tell me about, how many partners have you ever had first? Like how many people have you slept with?
A lot.
Over or under 150?
Over.
Years old? Over or under 400?
I don't know.
So between 150 and 400.
Sure.
How many of their names do you remember?
If I really thought about it?
Yes. If you had 2 days.
90%.
Yeah?
I think so. 95%.
Name 50 of them.
Okay. We don't have time here.
I have time. We'll fast forward.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Susie, Mary, Patricia.
Where'd you meet Patricia?
Just over there.
I buy it. What is your take on the play that you have, which you're very silly, but also this need to find some form of truth, which I very much subscribe to, and when are you allowed to be silly when it's not what somebody would perceive as truth? And so how is there still honesty involved in it? Does that question make sense? I could ask
a
you
lot.
differently.
It makes a lot of sense because play is like a way. So when we're silly, there's an intimacy there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a language that we speak.
What do you mean?
Right? Yeah. So and play is Schiller, the philosopher, said, man is never more himself than when at play. Play being that thing you would do for its own sake, that thing you do without money, you would do for free, and because there's something about it that brings you home, that makes you feel not only alive but most authentically yourself.
One of the things that I feel is one of like the most attractive attributes of it is it's one of the easiest place to be completely present. Because there's a game.
There's a game, but it also has a trap. You and I don't like, so the trap is that it can also get in the way of intimacy. It can also get in the way of getting to the real subjects that take some time to think about.
Because it cannibalizes the other form of connections.
Maybe. I think that's a really good way of putting it.
Question, when I did this joke with the headphones before, and I thought that maybe that was getting in the way of the sincerity you were giving me. And then I communicated that. Do you think that allowed the joke and without it cannibalizing it? Or was it just inefficient?
Maybe. Yeah, it might be an interruption to the flow.
That is something I try to better understand.
Yeah, we all do. We all do, though, you know, that because you'll see an opening and it's just so fun, right? But there's something cool also about sitting in the cut with an idea that we can't escape from.
Say that different?
Well, you can't in the cut, like sitting in the tall grass.
So you're saying I don't understand. So you're saying we're being serious and then you see that opening, but you don't take it?
Some things require a different space. Some things require reflection and sober thought and conversation.
Sure.
Right.
But when you generally in that moment, I believe that you would not have that strong of an urge to then reach into the silly because there's so much value in the other thing.
100%.
So when you feel that desire to do it, usually the time that I don't listen to it would at least usually be because I have spent some work on trying to better understand how I'm being received and maybe this isn't worth it. But that to me is still, not in a bad way, masking. Because if I want to play, I want to play. Right?
Yeah. If you want to play, you want to play. And I think that's a huge service. People listen to this podcast because they laugh. First, right?
I'm honestly, I don't know.
I do know. People listen to this podcast. This podcast is growing and doing really well because people laugh at it.
There's a lot of episodes that are, not in a bad way, aren't funny.
Yeah, because you're also having real conversation with people that are interesting. So that's not so part of what you're doing is satisfying your curiosity and having podcasts are fucking amazing. Because when did two people who didn't know each other that well but were in the same circles have this kind of a conversation? We have to sit and talk to each other.
I've talked about this, that now with my ragtag team, it's very romantic. It's much more, in fact, it is sustainable. For a while, this was very hard with all the edits and everything it was, and I became a bit resentful. But I wanted to keep doing it because I wanted to keep doing it. I wanted to see what it could become. I wanted to grow an audience. I wanted to eventually make some money. And then I realized that how much how grateful I am for this podcast, which is like every week I'm having a long form conversation with someone I've never met or a friend who I never had a long form conversation with. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, I had this. So I was talking to Joe Rogan a couple of days ago.
From the guy that turned down Warrior?
The guy who turned down Warrior. And Joe, I said, I have Fighter and a Kid and Conspiracy Social Club. They do well as podcasts. But I have Bryan Callen Show, and I just talk to intellectuals. I just hosted a debate with...
Where's Bryan Callen Show?
It's on YouTube and everywhere you can find podcasts. But I host debates. Yes, absolutely. And I host debates. They're meaningful conversations. Today I had an amazing conversation with Dr. William Lane Craig, who is a theologian and a famous atheist. And I love.
Why'd you have to tell me he was a famous atheist?
He's just very famous in the space. He takes on all kinds of comers. He takes all comers. He's a fucking really smart guy. And I love that, but now the audience for that is limited. And I was talking to Joe and I said, man, I don't know if I want to do my podcast anymore. Not enough people listen to it. And he goes, I hate when you say that. I hate when you say that. You're good at talking to people and interviewing people, and you should do it because you really like talking to people that are smarter than you. That's the only
why not just
reason
go
to
get
do
a coffee?
it. Huh?
Idiot.
What'd you say?
Exactly. Everywhere you go,
If your hands weren't so
talking to
fast, I
people.
swear to God, I would fucking come at you.
Come here. I'll give
No,
you a
your
shot.
hands are too fast. Your hands are too fast.
Put this up. Go with this. Put it right here.
Fine.
Okay. Now I'm gonna reach and grab it.
Okay.
Close it so I don't get it.
Okay, fine. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen in person.
Try to get it for me. Yeah. The thing is,
Dude, fucking
how it
that's
works.
nuts. Your speed is actually blinding?
you know, I did train for a long time.
In what, Kung Fu?
I don't know what it was because it was a guy in college who was a martial artist.
Yeah.
And I would go all the time and he would just train me in the gym for stuff.
Really?
Do this stuff.
Oh, that Wing Chun maybe. I feel like
do you want me to
you'd be
bleep that you said that?
I feel
Is
like
that
you'd be
racist thing?
a nightmare to box if you learned how to box.
I used to
Long
box.
arms, speed.
Yeah.
You understand footwork.
I like to play.
Yeah, I know, but that's making me mad because it's not that good.
So you were telling me, tell me some more compliments Joe gave you.
I didn't say that was a compliment, Rick.
Oh, he was insulting you?
He just said,
You're good at what you do. You're so good at this.
he said, you're the best comic that I know. So why would you say that about yourself? And I love you. And I was like, you have a point. And then he said something about looking up to me, which is so stupid. And I don't know why he says that.
Does he look up to you?
I'm not going to go into what he says, but
If you did, like what kind of stuff would it be?
I mean, if you had a mic on him, it's so stupid to even bring this up. 'cause
Why don't
I
you
wanna
give him a
talk
call
about
and ask him
things.
to tell you some of the nice things?
You want me to call him?
Yeah. I want to hear, you said his words.
All right. I've got his number right here.
Gulp, 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 gulp.
Yeah. Is that?
Petty, hey.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, buddy. Bryan Callen, obviously. Look,
You're in the microphone?
I'm in the mic. Joe, you said, I was just telling him how you said you look up to me and maybe you could expand on that.
But I find you to be one of the, tough of the top in my life, as far as oncology goes.
Thanks.
And yeah, and I rank you right up there with, and then also him as well.
Who?
This way you think about it, that's not the phone age equal.
Yeah.
Then everything I just I gotta say, man, out of here right now, check this. I'm checking off who's been in DMT, so I gotta ask, who's this again? One more term?
No, this is Bryan Callen, your oldest friend.
My good friend, who
Yeah.
is so smart
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
and intelligent.
Thank you, buddy.
My good friend, right up there with so hard though.
Will you ask him if I could go on his podcast? I don't want to tell him about my podcast.
I don't want to ask him. Hey, Joe, I'm with Rick Glassman.
Oh, Glassman.
Yeah.
Does he know who I am? Ask him if he knows who I am.
Good guy. I love Rick. Rick is one of my good friends.
I've never
Good
met him.
friends. He's right up there.
It seems like he just says this about everyone.
Okay, can I please? He wants to do your podcast.
He wants to go on my podcast. Yeah. Of his 30s day in particular that I just feel.
I'm going to call you back. I don't want to do that. He's gonna get mad at me, and I think he's.
I'll take the cable.
And
I'll
it just
take your phone,
didn't.
too.
He doesn't sound like himself right now. So anyway, you got the gist of how he feels about me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know what else you need.
I have everything I need now.
Good.
No, on this podcast, we love to get hot gossip because I hate that it's part of this game, but it is. Like, it's clickbait. You know, like here's a clip. I don't know if we'll make a clip. We're a little in the weeds here, and it takes a lot of effort.
It's a lot of deep stuff we're getting into.
Yeah,
here.
but
it's not clippable.
It's
long form.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if there were something clippable, I'm not sure I could get to it. But if there were,
the name of my tour is going to be long form. It's called long form.
Right, because every time you leave, people feel like it's about long, and you're going to do your show at the Forum. But could you give me some like 20-second like hot gossip, something that like nobody knows yet, or people that would be interested in? Like, you don't even have to say the thing what it is, but even set up the thing that they're going to find out later.
Well,
this might be a nice cold open to the episode.
It could be a good cold open to the episode. I would say that there are things I know about Caitlyn Jenner that you are going to be very surprised at.
Question.
Yeah.
It doesn't involve anything other than how brave she is.
It does not involve anything other than how brave she is.
So everything you have to say is really just about how brave Caitlyn Jenner is.
Yes.
Now, would you be okay if Caitlyn Jenner competed in the Olympics for women?
Yes, because she's now almost 70.
But what if she competed in the some type of competitive Olympic type thing for older people?
I would be against it.
Because she used to be an Olympic athlete?
Who was a man.
See, I don't even think Caitlyn Jenner was ever a man. And I know we are different.
She's a biological man.
That's what you think.
Well, no.
You don't know. You don't know what it's like.
I do because I'm a man. What do you mean?
You know, however, I mean, times you force to me about how deep your voice is and how much of a man you are.
That's when I'm on the street.
It makes me wonder, why are you so needing to let me know and let us know how much of a man you are?
Because I'm afraid. Put me on the spot right now. I guess I'm a little insecure.
Yeah.
I want to know that I'm a hero and not a coward.
Real question. You have insecurities, right?
Yes.
Right. Are there some insecurities that you're shameful of and some you're more accepting of and could speak publicly on?
Not anymore. I've never been shameful of my insecurities.
There's never been a time
It's
that
what
you
I
were
put on stage.
There's never been an insecurity that you were ashamed of, that you may not be anymore.
I think I'm very open about my insecurities.
What about your bone structure?
I've always talked about my bone structure. I've never been like...
What about your cauliflower ears?
I don't have them, but I have a little cauliflower on this ear. I'm proud of that. When people say, did you wrestle? I love saying yes. When I used to box, I would say, I'd like to bring it up in topics of conversation. And I like sort of dropping the fact that I get in the ring. I don't just hit mitts.
Because it makes you feel manly.
Yeah,
because
but
there's a reason you're overcompensating.
Yes, but I'm aware of how sad that is.
Why do you think it is so necessary? Are you have siblings? Are you the youngest?
Yeah, no, I'm the oldest.
How much younger are your younger siblings?
It's not my siblings. It was my dad who was a big Marine, and I think I was always...
I thought he was a banker.
Yeah, but he was a Marine.
Something doesn't add up.
He was a Marine, then he was a banker, Rick. You can be both. Sorry, I got stern with you. I raised my voice. I apologize.
Okay. A lot of people say I'm like a young Stern, so I get it. So tell me, what is it about your dad that makes you feel like you're not a man? Into the mic?
What? Can you stop controlling how I talk into the mic? The mic's right here. I've been doing this a long time.
Hey, you're talking to your friend, not your dad. What's going on right now?
I don't know. I know. You remind me of my father.
Right.
Anyway, Papa. I mean, Rick. I think that I had a strong, prototypical notion of what a man was, which wasn't helpful.
What are those things?
Emotionless, big, strong, brash, bull in a china shop.
So
I was the
those are
opposite.
two things.
I was finicky.
Emotional,
I was sensitive.
Strong.
I was emotional. I was sensitive. I was finicky. I was...
and those weren't manly things.
No.
And your dad would let you know that.
He didn't so much let me know that. I think my culture let me know that.
What is your culture?
American. American culture tends to measure strength with one metric.
I grew up in America. I'm an athlete. I'm strong as fuck. I don't need to talk about how strong and great I am at basketball.
Yeah, maybe not.
But I'm very sensitive. I'm very emotional.
Yeah.
I love talking about feelings.
I think it's because of your culture. You're Jewish. Let's just let that sit for a second. When you're Jewish, it's different.
Tell me what it's like to be Jewish.
Well, no, culturally, you're
buddy,
as
you know
a
how these
man
work.
allowed to be emotional and express it.
Bring it closer.
You are being very controlling with my mic.
Just put your headphones on and listen to the difference.
Testing 1 2 testing.
Now put it here.
Okay. I don't really see a difference, but I get it.
You hear the difference.
All right, fine.
Post mix, it'll be a lot better, but it's more work for
All
us.
right, I got it.
Thank you.
Now, so I think that some cultures understand that masculinity is a spectrum. That just because you're emotional or you're insecure or you're human, that's not anti-masculine.
Right.
I didn't grow up that way.
Why do you have such a fear of the transgender community?
I don't. I have a fear of the idea that anything you say you are, you are.
But isn't that what affirmations are?
No, I don't think a man is a feeling, and I don't think a woman's a feeling. I think there is a biological reality to it.
But didn't you say that you didn't feel like a man and now you do because of your dad? Isn't that a feeling of what a man's supposed to be?
I also believe there's an objective reality to life, and that's the only way we can
You believe
move
or you
forward.
know, because if it's objective, it's fact, and there's nothing to believe in with fact.
I live my life as though there is objective reality.
And I live my life like I try not to eat meat all the time. It doesn't mean it doesn't exist otherwise.
No, you're playing semantics and you're trying to get me in a circle. The bottom line is this. There are certain, I think, truths and foundations, like mammalian biology.
Mammalian?
Yeah.
What is mammalian biology? Like mammals?
Yes. That have a lot of merit to them. I'm not saying I'm not saying there is a reality called gender dysphoria. There are men who feel like women, like Bruce Jenner was.
Why do you feel it's so necessary and relevant to talk to other people about what it's like to identify as a different sexuality and what it's like to be Jewish, instead of just talking about your own experiences? As a little boy whose father made him feel like he wasn't enough.
That is my experience. I'm drawing distinctions.
I think you're enough. Sometimes I sit like this to hug myself to remind me that I'm loved.
Thank you.
I think you're enough.
That means a lot. Oh. See, I wasn't holding on to both things, and there is a difference.
Do you feel a difference when you do this?
Yes.
What does it feel
Because
like?
I was here and I was hiding. Now I'm here and I'm showing you that I'm really holding myself.
Name 3 comics you're funnier than. Name 3 comics that are funnier than you.
I won't name 3 comics I'm funnier than, but I will name 3 comics that I think are funnier than I am.
Why? Is it because you don't want to give credit to people?
No, I love giving credit to people like Bill
to 3
Burr,
comics.
Tom Segura, Sebastian Maniscalco, Dov Davidoff. I love all my friends. I think they're all,
But there are people that aren't as funny as you that still deserve to get credit and shout out. So who are those people?
The people that I think are really funny.
Yeah, but not as funny as you.
I don't know what that means. Not as funny as me.
So you won't give credit to people
I think
unless
Rick
they can help.
I think Rick Glassman is an outstanding comic.
Thank you. Do you think he's a good dramatic actor as well?
What is that award?
You know, you read a lot of scripts people send you, but do you ever watch award-winning dramas?
What is the award-winning drama you won that for, and what is that award?
This is from the HCA, the Hollywood Critics Association, for As We See It. And next week we'll be winning one from the Television Academy. So by the time this comes out, we'll
As
show
We
a
See It
picture.
is on what network?
Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Not to be mistaken with Not Dead Yet, which is on ABC, which just got picked up for a 2nd season.
You're on 2 TV shows.
Well, this one got canceled. Won too many awards.
Okay. Is that why?
I think. They didn't give us a reason. So
It's weird how they don't never give you a reason, then they just say goodbye. I never get used to that.
Never said goodbye.
Okay. They don't say goodbye.
No,
they
they just waited until the day that the option, or it was, you would call it an algorithm, expires.
That's what they do.
And then go. And then you waited a year to
And
find
you
out
get
if you're
the
allowed
call from
another
your
job.
agent. See you later. Thanks for the work.
No, I got a call from the showrunner who said, I hate that this is ending because I've won a lot of awards. I've created a lot of great shows. You're one of my favorite people I've ever worked with. And I'm so fucking angry, but hopefully we could do something again in the future.
And it never happens. It's such a bummer. Yeah, I hate that phone call. It's such a heartbreak. Isn't it?
Are we being sincere?
Yeah.
Yes, I have experienced those phone calls, and it is such a bummer. never assume there's going to be more.
I understand that too.
So like when it happens, it's more like, yeah. And not even in a pessimistic way, you know? Just like, yeah, what, we're going to go again? This fucking lightning bolt's going to happen again?
I agree. I know. I so jive with that sentiment. I understand that.
It's dangerous to assume otherwise, isn't it?
It's dangerous for your heart, for your mental health. Yeah. I lowered my expectations so long ago in this business in that sense. Like it's just like so many moving parts and you have zero control over anything.
It's probably how you felt when you didn't get the call from Hangover 3.
That's exactly. I didn't expect. I wasn't waiting for the call. I don't wait for the call. I do the pilot or I do something and I'm literally on to the next thing.
What was the biggest heartbreak for you? And what was the most excited
Will
thing?
and Grace, I auditioned 5 times, I think.
Before it came out?
When it was a pilot, I think, I don't know how many times I auditioned.
So before it came out, before you knew it was going to be a big hit.
Yeah.
You auditioned for Jack?
I think it was Jack.
To be the
I remember.
homosexual.
I didn't test for it. But I remember, I think they brought me back. The producer brought me back a second time, and I'd already gone through. I can't remember, but
Sean Hayes' role.
There were so many, and Sean's way better. But there were so many things in my life that I came really close to. Like, I guess I came really close to My Best Friend's Wedding. That was a movie a long, long time ago.
Are you kidding me? With Julia Roberts?
Yeah, I came real close to a lot of stuff.
I've seen that movie probably 5 times.
Yeah, and then there were TV shows that I did 13 episodes, and I was so excited and so like just I couldn't believe how lucky I was.
13 episodes, like a full half season or a whole
full
bunch
half
of reoccurring?
Season, and then it wouldn't go. Fat Actress was the biggest heartbreak. Then she lost a bunch of weight, and we got canceled. But that was like
called Fat Actress.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
Yeah, that was just such an amazing time.
Cool. She's incredible.
Incredible. I did a TV show with her. I guest starred on her TV show too, but she was incredible. And every one of the no's was in its own way a heartbreak.
The closer you are, the more it hurts.
It's the worst.
What was
the point where it soured me on everything. That's why I rely on stand-up. Stand-up never disappointed me.
That makes sense.
Never broke my heart.
Because it's up to you.
The bummer I have with stand-up is there's no community. Really. We're all such fucking loners.
I don't feel that way at all.
No?
No.
That's good. I'm glad.
One of the reasons, looking back, that I've realized, at least consciously recently, that attracted me to stand-up so much was very similar to basketball, which was, here's people that are doing what I do. And we're not forced to be friends, but there's a better opportunity to connect with this common goal.
Yeah.
And like, you could show up someplace and you're going to see those people, especially starting out.
I love that about the store. I love the hang in the parking lot and stuff like that. There was a magical time. So that's true. That's true, I guess. But I just never felt
even
this,
80% of my podcast guests are from this community.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Do you feel you have a different relationship with this community than either other people or than that you used to, and or had times changed?
Part of it is I'm older and I have kids. So maybe that's what it is, to an extent. I think times have changed too. And I think the energy for stand-up, the energy has moved to Austin, a lot of it, if I may be so bold.
Do you say that because of Joe Rogan?
I think just a lot of people. I was there and I was at the mothership, and boy, is it just
my arms
brimming. Tired. You know? What?
I misunderstood what you were going to say.
Oh. My arms are tired.
What are you going to do about either going there more or moving there, or just accepting that the energy isn't what it can be?
I just do the road and I keep writing. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of like having writer's block right now.
I'm so surprised how you feel about acting.
Yeah, I know.
I love stand-up. And I love acting.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Good.
So much.
Yeah.
And
you're good at it.
I mean, I'll let other people decide that. But a lot of your comedy is so reacting and improvisational.
Yes.
And like, that's where, not to say it's exclusive, but you shine there. So is it the heartbreak?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's the process. Maybe it's, I don't know.
What's going on with this? I've been trying to ignore and I can't anymore.
What?
Are you rubbing? What are you rubbing?
Just rubbing my foot.
Keep going.
The
I
arch
just had
of
to
my
know what
foot.
was happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer. I just think that I don't want to rely on. I don't want to be in an arena I have zero control over anymore. At least with stand up, I can.
How do you have zero control as an actor?
I don't know whether you get the part, whether the show goes, what you can rely on.
So you're talking about where it goes, not about the craft itself.
Probably, yeah.
So you're having a hard time differentiating between the craft and the business.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah, I think so. Do I love acting? Yes. Do I hate acting? Yes.
Just talking craft. We're talking being on set, being a character, telling a story, making choices, not about the business of it.
If I could do a play and get paid for a play, if I could do Broadway the rest of my life, that would be a dream.
But that could also get canceled.
It could, but there's something about I love telling the story and being part of an ensemble and seeing where it goes every night and being in that spontaneous space and then getting that reaction from the audience.
How spontaneous is it once it's been established? Like once you're in show 30.
Every night is different because you're listening and answering in real time.
Sure.
And if you start to aim for something, you're dead. So the balancing act is to let every reaction be organic, even though it's the 500th time you've said the line and reacted to what they say.
I know you're a good singer from when I did You Guys a Favor.
I have a beautiful voice.
When I went in front of the kid. And I've heard you sing.
Yeah.
I would do it too. Big dick bandits, yeah.
Do you have like a favorite, like if you were auditioning for a musical and you weren't auditioning, the audition wasn't to sing for that musical, but just like any musical, let me just hear you sing something. Yeah. Let me hear what that would be. What would you choose it from?
Probably Hadestown.
I don't know that show.
It's great. It's the old story of Orpheus when he goes into down to the
Sure.
underworld to get
to go on the boat.
Yes.
Let me hear something from it.
My voice is pretty. I mean, I don't know what kind of mics you have here, but
the SM
everywhere I want to be. So that would be.
Let me please. I have a lot of theater.
The sun comes up. I think about you. A coffee cup. I think about you. So that would be not from Hadestown. I think that's
because
from
the sunshine while we're
Follies or something. But and that's Liza Minnelli. So that was me singing, doing my Liza Minnelli impersonation, which I think is pretty damn good.
If you could have any job, for the next year,
yes,
any theater, movies, television, stand-up, astronaut, dinosaur studier.
So what I like about things is the mystery, right? So when I see a concert pianist playing the piano like you, and I watch
Go on. Oh, wow, Rick.
It's a mystery to how you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You have figured out you've mastered a system.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
But right now it's a dark room, right? So the real question is, what would I like to learn more about? What mystery would I like to
That wasn't the real
in?
question.
What was it? If I could do one thing for 1 year, but that's part of it. What would it be? It'd be something in music. I'd like to know what it's like to play the piano like that, or be a front man in a great band with a great voice.
Let me rephrase, because you can't be that. What do you think if you got any job you wanted for the next year? And again, all those things, and it could be as specific as with a certain director and or a certain style of movie, an Avatar, a Benjamin Buttons, which is the sequel, where you feel like this is going to showcase you in a really great way.
Playing a bad guy in a movie, a great movie, playing a real psycho, but an intelligent, sophisticated, seductive psychopath. I would love to play that. I love that dark shadow, that under tapestry. And I like tapping into that. The devil with curves. The devil you want to know.
Meryl Streep.
Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York. The
one of the greatest performances of all time.
Unbelievable. Because he cried over a bunny. Get yourself a good piece of meat on the way out, you know. Those kinds of characters would be a dream because I think I could tap into that shadow. And yeah.
Well, I have, I was going to say good news, but it might make you nervous or uncomfortable. I have something cool to tell you.
Please.
This is actually also a really cool thing that I recently found out. In all seriousness, Martin Scorsese, I want to say is a fan of mine, but more realistically, I'll say is now aware of me from some things I've been doing.
That's a big deal.
And has commented on a couple of the episodes of this podcast. And
what?
I don't know also what it is a secondhand for me. I don't know if he's interested in me to be acting in something. He likes how I'm directing this pot, whatever it might be. He watches, and I am working with John Michael to like edit, like he didn't ask for this, and maybe I'm going above and beyond, like a little highlight thing because he's seen. I'm like, oh, I want to show you, like, awesome. I loved you from Entourage. I want to show you some more things that I have. I would include, he did Gangs in New York. I would include a little sample of maybe a crazy kind of dark, smart, psychopathic character. To call it an audition is odd, but like think of no stakes to send him. So,
because he's my favorite director, along with Stanley Kubrick. But Scorsese, when I saw Raging Bull, the Raging Bull is the reason I became an actor.
Well, here's your opportunity.
My name is Bryan Callen. I'm 5'11", 6 feet with shoes on, and I weigh 170 pounds.
Are you really 5'11"?
Yes. I mean, I have a long torso, so a lot of people think I'm shorter because my legs are short, but my torso so creates a different illusion. So from far away, I look shorter than I am.
All right, we're going to begin. I'll be reading with you off camera.
Okay.
What do you do?
Oh, I don't do anything right now, but I plan on killing everybody that's in my way. Ha.
You're really
deep.
You're really talented.
Thank you.
What was that from?
That was from something a piece I'm working on called The Bad One.
The Bad One. Yeah. Is this something you're working on, like a one-man show for stage?
Yes.
But you're going to be wearing wigs, I assume.
Yes. I can work a wig pretty well. So there's a lot of wigs in it.
Yeah.
And in fact, the working title of the piece was called Wigs. So, because I believe a lot of a character's sort of, you start with the hair. So I wear my hair right now. Right. I keep it thin. I dye it mouse brown, and I gray it up here because... You gray it or you keep the gray? I gray it.
How do you gray it? So those grays aren't natural grays?
No, I have somebody from London who flies in, but they're a colorist, and so there's a subtlety.
What color would it be if you didn't dye anything?
I'd be a platinum blonde. So
why not keep that?
Because I look too much like a guy who lives on a wave and spends all his time in a gym.
Right.
And I think that's a little disarming and off-putting. Frankly, I don't think it's funny. I think it's a little too...
Are you talking about Mr. and Mrs. Nastic's kid, Jim?
Yes, I am.
Right.
Yes, I am.
Brian?
Yeah, it's Brian.
Brian. So we don't know exactly when this is going to come out, so I'll make sure that the week before we look at where your dates are, and we're going to put them up.
I appreciate that.
For the YouTube. The audio people could go into the description and check the website. But is there any particular show or shows that you know of end of June, this summer, that you want to...
I want you to go to bryancallen.com, BryanCallen. That's where my tour dates are.
Right.
And so I will give you my tour, but I'll be at Comedy Works in Denver, and I will be other places after that.
Who knows if the Denver has won the finals. By the time this is out, we will know. But it's their first time there.
The Nougats.
Are you concerned at all that if the finals are still happening at that time, that might affect show sales?
No. Not at all.
Because you feel your audience are not also people that enjoy athletics?
They enjoy athletics, but
not as much as
when the kid comes to town, they show up.
I always thought you were the fighter. You're the kid?
So I do fight, but because I don't age the way normal people do, they call me the kid.
Have you seen Age of Adeline with Harrison Ford and Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively?
No. But I like her. I think he has the life I would like to lead.
Harrison Ford or Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I'm the bus and truck version of Ryan Reynolds. And I'll probably never be happy truly because I'm not Ryan Reynolds.
Well, to someone to say that I'll never be blank because I'm not blank and that second blank is somebody else, it's self-fulfilling.
It's a bullshit thing to say too, because it's not to practice gratitude for what I have. Mm-hmm. It's just to assume that person is really happy and fulfilled. So I don't really I don't mean what I said, but he is right now living his best life. But he, like everyone in life, will hit a flood. They will hit their flood. They will hit their chaos, and their chaos will come, and then we'll see who they are after that.
Don't you think that happened to him after Van Wilder and he came out even stronger?
I don't know. His chaos may have come when he was younger. I think he was a fat kid. He was picked on a lot.
Most funny, good-looking people were.
Yeah.
Did you know that? There's actually a study that almost 90% of all good-looking men that are funny were fat as a kid.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I was always shredded.
Go figure. But also good-looking. You are. I want to be as serious as possible because this is real science. You are fine. You really are. But no one's going to look at you and be like, "Whoa."
Okay, but when I was younger, I was a lot cuter than this. So give me that.
Let's put up a picture of Bryan when he was in Sex and the City.
That's not a good. You're not
you
allowed
don't look
to choose
that.
I know, but there are other pictures of me when I was younger where you can see my jawline and there was more symmetry to the face. I sleep on this side of my face, so that's why things are pushed off.
Wait a minute. You sleep on the right side of your face?
I do, and
that changes?
It changed my face.
Why not start sleeping on the left some? Do you work out both arms?
Because, yes, I do, and I probably should, but I don't need you to fucking criticize me for my sleep habits.
Why don't you sleep on your back? If you're a side sleeper or a back sleeper, it doesn't matter.
I don't have symmetry to my face.
Go to helixsleep.com/TYSO to save up to $200 off all mattress orders and get 2 free pillows. What are you doing?
They're great. They're great mattresses.
Now, because, again, we can't have ads in this episode, that's a free plug to Helix because they are that good.
I have lots of sponsors on my podcast. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yes, but the numbers that we normally get on this episode
You're being a dick.
What do you want me to say? Yes, you asked. You didn't beg.
Yeah. So Bryan, ask him right now. Be honest, completely honest, Rick.
Doing that thing with
I know, but do it, B.
And tell me why. Tell me why my podcast? Who cares? It's just another fucking podcast.
It's fast paced and it's funny as shit and it's unpredictable and you never know what's going to come.
Let me check you.
And yeah, I'm letting you hear.
You're letting me hear. Yeah. I just feel like you really started this out and ended this with a very disrespectful note. And I guess that's where we're at. But I'm fine with it because I practice gratitude and awareness and acceptance.
The big 3.
Those are the big 3 that I've always said are the key to happiness.
If God was a man or a woman, which would he or she be and why?
Well, God's always been masculine. So I would say the answer is neither, because the idea of putting a form around God, Yahweh, would be sacrilegious or antithetical to the idea of what God is.
Now let's zoom in a little bit onto Earth, further onto our species, and ask, why is it that we can't feel the same way about those who were created in his or her image? Why define anything? And why are you so against people transitioning when they feel a different gender?
I never said I was against people transitioning. You were turning me into a transphobe, and I'm not.
Eleanor Roosevelt told nobody could turn you into a transphobe except for yourself.
I don't know if she said that. Is that what she said?
Yes.
Okay, but you went like that, so it sounds like you're not very...
I was getting a little nervous because I don't like speaking about other people too much, but
You have the shakes. Do you drink?
No.
No.
Well, not alcohol.
Right, but you keep. Thanks for clarifying that.
I have a very steady hand. I'm a piano player.
Yeah, I know. Steinway is beautiful. Looks expensive.
All right, so now that you're here, we're going to wrap it up in a sec. Make sure that my camera's going good. Your camera's going, yeah. Take control for a couple minutes and ask me or tell the audience anything you want. This is a segment I like to do on my podcast called It's Your 2 Minutes.
Well, Rick, I would suggest that you stay even closer to the things you can't measure.
So stay away from my penis?
Yes.
My 8-inch penis?
Unless you're cleaning it. Masturbation is a way.
I shouldn't have done that. Go ahead.
It's
Your
amazing.
2 minutes. Your 2 minutes. Start over.
I would say stay close to the things you can't measure and recognize that there is an objective truth out there that you may never be able to see, but you should reach for.
Give me an example.
The idea of living the perfect life. Your best self is probably not something you will realize in your lifetime, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't imagine it and reach for it.
What do I do if I already feel I am that and I believe that I am that?
Right now, you think you are?
Yes.
Keep it up, because what's going to happen is you'll get there will be a lot of forces to try to push you off that mark, and the responsibility is to lay example by staying the course, because the winds will blow, and if you need bedrock to anchor into, you know who to call.
Ghostbusters.
That's why they call me. No, Brian. They call me Bedrock. The name of my new tour is called Bedrock.
Because of how much you're a baby.
Because I never said I was a baby.
You're a baby and you sound like a horse when you cry.
No, I don't.
Thanks. I had a good time with you.
I had a great time with you. Thank you for taking the time.
Do you want to do this once a summer?
Sure. Once a summer. I look better in the heat anyway.
Do you have any merch you want to plug?
I don't have any merch. I'm bad at merch.
You don't have Fighter and the Kid merch?
I don't. I could be making more money, but that's
You'd
the
have to
story
give
of
it
my
away.
life. I would give it all away to the poor.
All right. That's Bryan Callen, Bryan.
Ooh. Lost track of the time. I'm wrapping up here, and I will be there very shortly. I'm around the corner. I'll be there shortly. I lost track of time. I'll be right there. All right?
CALLEN.
CALLEN.
.com.
Scoot doo, blabbity blue, scoop dee. Oh,